Kirk don't care about time.
If you can't close no deals, you can't pay no bills.
Welcome back to another episode of Sell or Fail, where we approach selling from both a corporate and entrepreneurial standpoint. College educated or not, A-type or B, sales is the great equalizer. And here today with the king.
The king of Allstate.
The Allstate king, Marcus Turner. And today we're talking about cross-selling, prospecting, and closing business. And we are your hosts, Williams Brack, your favorite banker.
Samuel Nelson, the owner of Massage on the Go and Medical Massages of Memphis.
And so, Sam, what do we know about the insurance industry?
Man, when we did our research, it blew our mind. $1.3 trillion.
That's a lot of dollars.
That's a lot. Man, your kids don't have to work no more.
So it's a big industry.
A huge industry.
Okay.
And most of it is off of property and casualty. It was 42% off of property and casualty and 58% off of annuities.
And life insurance, right?
Yeah.
And I started my career off in the life insurance business. And just a crazy stat is that 83% of people who start in insurance, 83% of salespeople who start in insurance, they leave in the first 3 months of the business.
Wow.
And so when you put a crown on and call yourself the king,
22 years in it, baby.
with 22 years in the game,
In there like swimwear.
we ready to polish the crown. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You really are the man. And so, I was fortunate enough to start my career off in the life insurance industry, in the insurance industry, and the training that I got for sales, from prospecting to closing to how to present yourself to how to ask the right questions. I don't think there is any better training ground for sales than the insurance industry.
Right.
Only the Spartans survive.
100% commission.
And it's 100% commission.
Yeah.
And so we're about to talk to the king of Spartans, the king of Allstate, Mr. Marcus Turner, owner of Marcus Turner and Associates.
Yep. And we got to make sure we understand, the audience, and understand what a cross sale is. Yeah. So what do you think when you describe a cross sale?
If I go in for one thing, I used to work at AT&T. You come in for a cell phone. I got to sell you a case, some insurance, etc. What do you think when you cross sell?
When you go to a gas station, you pick up a bag of tater chips, a lighter, 6-pack of condoms, and then get a girlfriend number, you can cross sell right then.
Woo!
Yeah, that's what you're doing. You go in, you win.
But another topic on here, ain't no point in getting a number if you ain't closing no deals.
That's
right?
the number. If you can't close no deals, baby, you can't pay no bills. And no woman want no broke man.
And so look,
Hey.
So we're going to talk to Marcus Turner again about prospecting, cross-selling, and closing the deal, right? You're listening to Grind Set, and we'll be right back with Mr. Marcus Turner.
All right, Sell or Fail Nation. If you ain't selling, you failing.
Hello and welcome to R&R on Sports. 2020 being a year, I like alliteration, so a year of the P's. That would be pandemic, protests, and some pitiful punk-ass politicians.
And you got this crown on the top of your cap. And I want you, before you get out of here, to talk a little bit about the Kingdom Movement.
Their main source of income, as you said, is that sport. And if they don't get that check, ultimately they're going to suffer. Whereas the owners made their money elsewhere. Maybe err on the side, or they just don't know of not sharing the history and things like that. But it's very important to teach our children African and African-American history.
KUDZUKIAN. Check out all your KUDZUKIAN favorites now. Download the KUDZUKIAN app, available on Android and iOS.
Welcome back to Sell or Fail. This is Brack, and we're here with Sam. We're here with Marcus Turner, again, Mr. Allstate King, and we're about to talk about prospecting. We're about to talk about cross-selling, and we're going to talk about closing. But before we get into that, Marcus, you just got married last year, so congratulations on that. And your wife is a doctor and a chiropractor, and so we got a special little segment set up just for you called Sell Me This, ... Sam?
Right on. So this segment, if you a real seller fail nation, if I put you in the honey field, you better learn how to sell me some honey. So Marcus, on the spot, we want you to know, give us a quick sales pitch on how you sell chiropractic care.
We had to bring them in, huh?
There you go, Marcus.
Here we go.
There you go.
Yes. Now,
Yes, sir.
sell
Hey,
us in the Seller Fail audience some chiropractic care.
Yeah, why do we need chiropractic care? Sell us.
all right, first and foremost, when it comes to chiropractic care in the African American community, we think that chiropractor is something that's only supposed to be utilized if there was an incident or an accident that impacted or affected your back.
Right.
And at the chiro place, we practice overall wellness. Of course, you guys know you was talking about things that you run in and get the store. At the store, a woman don't want a broke man, nor does she want a broke back, Samuel.
There you go. There you go. There you go.
So we don't practice only just getting a patient back to healthy or back to a situation that they were to identify in. We get them back on track, first of all. Second thing is we make sure that they're educated enough to know that this is something they have to do for wellness. And third of all, we have their back.
Okay, okay. So
Well, go ahead, my bad.
So you solved the problem issues, and then you compared it to a common misconception, which means that we always assume we only go to the chiropractor when there's an auto accident. So you saw a need, you saw a problem, and you educated us. That's a great sales pitch, Marcus. You a winner on Seller Fail Nation.
So, and another thing too, we have to diagnose the problem first by analyzing the patient need for chiropractic. So we just don't say, hey, you said your back hurt, let's get to it. We analyze it, and then we provide them not only with what it'll take to get them back on track, but also a scheduled maintenance treatment for wellness.
So you selling the whole package.
The whole package.
I like it, from the rooter to the tutor, baby.
So y'all got our back, huh? That's what you're telling us?
All of it.
Well, listen, the Seller Fail audience, we just want to know, be it a comment on our social media page or the comments right now, let us know if Marcus was good at the sale or did he fail? So Marcus, now we're going to get into you. So good job with that pitch.
Real good job.
So let's talk about 100% commission sales.
Yeah.
And for the Seller Fail audience who's tuning in, if you don't know what that means if you don't sell, you don't eat.
All right.
If you don't grind,
you don't shine.
So why did you think 100% commission sales was the right move for you? And why might it be a good move for others?
Well, the first thing is I had nothing to lose. I got this industry when I was 20 years old, and I was selling mix CDs out the trunk of my Mustang.
You started from the bottom, now I'm here. This is how I started. Yeah.
That's it. And 100% commission, honestly, it separates the ain'ts versus the can'ts and the ones that want to win. Right. Because it's fair. You're getting compensated solely based on your ability to provide profit for that company.
Right.
It's not like you're getting an amount placed on you, $20 an hour, $35,000 a year. Here's the comp package. You can turn it into $20,000, or you can turn it into $250,000.
So there's no limit. There's no limit. So how did you gather that? So you're 100% commission. You done talked to all your friends and family. So how did you go about getting more clients?
Look, hold up. Let's pause there, right? That's a follow-up question. Let's talk about selling your actual friends and family in the beginning.
Yeah, let's talk about that.
Because I mean, honestly, in insurance, that separates the insurance sale from any other business, because your first 50 to 100 phone calls are all people you know that knew. They all knew you were selling CDs out the trunk of your car, and now you want to sell me some insurance. Yeah. So how do you get over that objection?
First and foremost, I had two of the biggest supporters that I still have, which is my mother and my father. My mother, she'll buy $10,000 worth of rocks if I can't just say, hey, this is for your yard, just spread them out there, and she's going to say, how many loads can I get?
Right.
Father the same way. But other people, they waited for a while until they saw the shine, until they saw the success. until they say, hey, this guy's serious. Because life insurance is one of the most important investments, not your biggest investment, but the most important investment that you'll ever make. So a kid 20, I'm not sure if he's only been in this industry for 2 weeks, I would trust him or not. So I had to gain their trust through levels of success that I acquired.
Okay. So after you got that trust and you developed that relationship with your family, so how do you go beyond that?
Yeah, let's talk about prospecting.
Yeah.
Honestly, when I learned how to prospect, my family, they were just like someone else that I would meet because I'm from the country. You know, relationships and prospecting, that's something that came naturally for me.
Right.
I didn't have to fake it because I'm naturally a person that truly loves people. So, you know, where I'm from, if you pass by somebody 20 times, if you don't speak 20 times and you only speak 19 times, you're acting funny.
Right. But I like the one reason I asked you to come on to the show is how you move. Because I met Marcus smoking cigars, and he did not talk about what he did until the conversation came up. He didn't push the sale on you, and I like that about you. But his car was always sitting in front of the building that had his face on it, and it told you what he did. So I like that. How much revenue? I mean, not revenue, but how often do you close a deal based upon your vehicle and smoking cigars?
Honestly, if you step into a cigar spot, and it's a spot that I'm regular at, let's say a cigar spot, Capitol Grill, Country Club, out of 30 people, 27 of them will be clients, and other 3, it just wasn't a good fit for them. But we spend our time where we can have the most impact.
So you got a 97% closing rate.
Right. I did that math in my head
real
too.
Quick.
97 working on 99.
That boy straight A student.
We called you the king. We might need to call you just the closer, huh?
Hey, Mr. Close everything. I see you.
So we can't gloss over that, right? So how are you closing 27 out of 30 when the real statistic is about 20 to 30%?
Well, that's if it's there a room of 30 within a place that I'm frequently at.
Okay.
But my closing ratio, as far as within agency wide, first touch is about 18. Second touch, which is a 4-week average, is about 32. And my 8-week average is about 56. But that's on PNC only. But when it comes to financial services such as life insurance, mutual funds, and retirement, that's in the 90s.
So with that, that's the second question I wanted to ask you. How do you cross-sell that person? Because if I walk into, like I said, the gas station for some gas, but then I see a lighter, that's a need. If I see some chips, that's a need. So how do you create that need in that client to cross-sell them life insurance when they came in there for auto bill insurance?
And Allstate has 18 different products.
And how y'all sell pet insurance, bro? When we look at, how you selling somebody that they dog needs some insurance? Tell me about that too.
There's a need, but the answer to the first question is how do I cross sell?
Right.
I never ever meet a client and say, hey, I want to save you money.
Right.
Never. I'm a professional, meaning to be the king, you can't just talk about price because just because it's the least doesn't mean it's the best. So what I do is I take a person's entire world and I do an analysis based on their world. And I give them a financial house. First thing is the foundation. Okay. Which is life insurance. If you do not come home tonight, your family stay in the same home, kids go to the same school, so they won't have to go and stay at the mother-in-law, which don't get along with the wife.
Right.
The second part is I'm blessed that my mother and my wife, and I get along with my mother-in-law. The second part is the framework, which is disability. And the roof is then investments. Then I talk about their liabilities to make sure they're not in the gaps. And make sure they're not exposed, and to make sure that the insurance can pay for it versus them. And I wrap their entire world up. I do an apples to apples comparison because price is important. And then I do my professional over 2 decades recommendation. And then I ask for the method of payment.
Okay. So you bring them in, you expand their life, you give them life insurance, and then you follow up with what? Life insurance, then what?
Life insurance if they die too soon, disability if they cannot provide an income due to sickness or illness, and retirement if they live too long.
Oh, okay. So those are your top 3. That's how you go in. You come in with those 3 first, and then you go to pet insurance because we still want to know how you sell people pet insurance.
That's when I get to the auto to make sure if the dog hanging out and his hair blowing in the wind, and if he fall out, we can make him ride again.
Oh, okay then. Okay.
Because he is our furry friend.
Right. There you go.
Bars,
right? Bars.
From Earth to Mars.
You got bars.
So look, when we talk about sales, every single guest we have on this show will say sales is about relationships. Sales is about relationships, and sales is about relationships. But how do you actually go about developing relationships and moving them through the sales cycle to make sure their needs are taken care of?
Well, I don't fully disagree or agree. Relationship, that's something that's developed. The first thing is the trust factor. Do I trust this person enough to take care of me? The referrals come from relationships, not the sales. If I walk into a place and buy an automobile, all I know is GM is backing John.
Right.
Mercedes is backing John. Range Rover is backing John. John is just a representative. But in order for me to send John, my family, my friends, when someone mentioned car, that's when the relationship is developed after the sale. Because right now you've been fronting to me because I'm making money off of you.
Right.
I always say, hey man, did you find out how to work your XM radio? Did you find out how to work your My Cadillac? Did you find out how to work your MB on your app? Now your relationship is built. Or if you're sitting there box of cigars.
Right.
A bottle of scotch. Now the relationship is being built.
Right. That's great. Man, thank you for that information. We're going to close out this segment. When we're going to come back, man, we're going to do a role playing. Keep your clothes on. It's not that type of role playing. But we're going to have
we said
fun.
role play, not cosplay.
There you go. Role play. Hey, you listening to Sell or Fail, and if you ain't selling, you failing. Let's get this money. Woo!
This is the Kicks Factory show where we discuss all things footwear from the creative point of view, shoemaking, design, creation, pretty much a little bit of everything. I'm your host, Omar Bailey, footwear design, entrepreneur, creator, blah, 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 blah. But this show isn't about me. I wanted to create this show to tell the stories of those behind the scenes who've worked on some extraordinary products that you've heard of, but the people that you may not necessarily be familiar with. Welcome, everyone, to the Kicks Factory podcast.
KUDZUKIAN. Check out all your KUDZUKIAN favorites now. Download the KUDZUKIAN app, available on Android and iOS.
Welcome back to Sell or Fail. We're here with Marcus, the Allstate King. And this segment we call role playing. Remember, you keep your clothes on for this segment, but we go have some fun. So this segment is designed to sharpen our sales skills. So we're going to go over a scenario. Brack is going to walk you through it. So we're going to go over a scenario. You're going to give a call to a client, and you're going to sell us, or you can sell us over the phone, or you can set the meeting, and then we can do a follow-up sale call, however you want to set it up. Which one you want to do? Set the meeting or close the deal?
Hey, she has the need. If we discover a need today, let's close her today, because anything can happen within the time we set the meeting and when she come in. So let's take care of it today.
So let's do the one-day close. So first, let's get some perspective. So what does your typical sales cycle look like?
If a person is married, I usually like to meet with the husband and wife at the same time, because I don't want her or him to put paint on my canvas.
Right.
So I'd rather talk to them at the same time so I can give them the message 100%, because the husband may go home and say, the insurance man wants saving us money, but what he did not tell his wife, they're riding around with minimum coverage. What he did not tell her that they need an umbrella policy. What he did not tell her is they had a $2,000 deductible on an automobile.
Okay.
All right. So is that same day sale? Does it take a week? Does it take a month? Does it take 3 months from when we met to us signing the deal?
Typically same day, but it comes with an experienced agent, because someone saying, let me think about it, is them saying, give me another reason why I should. Because if I presented all the facts, what is there to think about?
That's great. Sell or Fail Nation, did you hear that? When somebody say think about it, gives them another reason why they should. That's a great point right there, Marcus. That's a real good point. All
right. So you know Sam, y'all smoke cigars together. You've built a relationship. Yes. Sam is a happy customer.
Happy.
He gave you my number, a referral, because y'all smoke cigars together.
Yes.
I run a massage business.
Just like Sam.
Yeah.
And that's where we met. Married, couple kids, and 2 cars.
Okay.
All right.
Ring, ring.
There you go.
Ring.
Ring.
Mr. Williams, Marcus Turner, how are you?
Hey, Marcus, I'm doing pretty good.
Great. Again, my name is Marcus Turner. I'll refer to you by Samuel Nelson. He said that you all were great friends.
I mean, not only great friends, but shit, we work out together.
Yeah.
We co-host a podcast together.
Yeah.
And we break bread together. So Sam's a good guy.
Well, actually, he said you was his best friend.
There you go.
Yeah.
And as a matter of fact, the purpose of my call is I asked Samuel to provide me with 3 emergency contacts. If anything were to happen to him or within his business, or while he's on vacation and a pipe burst or etc., he gave me information so I can call and introduce myself. So you would have someone that would be a point of contact, so it won't be a call where I would be a stranger.
Wow. Yeah. I'm flattered. I knew Sam liked me, but I ain't know he emergency contact like me.
Hey, he said you was his main man.
Yeah, Sam's my guy, man. I'm glad you told me that information.
Absolutely. And the number that you see on your cell phone number is the 901 ... That's my personal number. So as soon as we're in this call, just save it under Marcus Turner, the King. So anytime you need something, just reach out to me.
Absolutely.
Mr. Williams, while I have you on the phone, another thing that Sam did was he sponsored you for a no-cost analysis on your current homeowner's insurance, auto insurance. He also said he wanted to make sure that your family was protected in the event that you did not make it home due to premature death.
Yeah.
And I know you're busy, and this won't take much time out of your schedule at all. The only way it will take more than 7 minutes if you have additional questions. Is that fair?
That's fair to me.
Okay.
Sam and I talk about this type of stuff all the time. So yeah, that's fair.
There you go. So hey, you won't have too many questions because it's something that you already have a great deal of knowledge about.
Yeah, absolutely.
And Sam also gave me some information, and I'll input some of the data in my system. So if you allow me 10 seconds, I'm going to have the information that I retrieved from the systems that provided through us, that he gave us permission to run. And I'm going to do a side-by-side analysis, and then I'm going to give you a recommendation based on my findings. Okay, Mr. Williams?
You can do all that in 10 seconds?
Sir, I can do it in 5.
Okay.
I found out that you was undercover, and the only thing that we need to do is X, Y, and Z, so you will be completely covered without any gaps, meaning that if you was at a situation, incident, or accident, you will be fully covered. And the only thing I need is the payment information.
All right, Marcus, let me see what you got.
Okay. Well, on your autos, you have 25/50, meaning if you struck someone, they will only pay up to $50,000. And if you hit an attorney or any type of professional or a massage therapy owner, that could run easily up to $500,000. So what I did with your auto policy, I put a $25,500, and I provide you additional personal umbrella policy. So if it was to be excessively over the liability you have in your auto policy, and then your personal umbrella policy would be a filler. Okay. And also I see that you only have $250,000 life insurance, and your home is valued at $750,000, meaning after your wife paid for medical bills, fine expense, college education, she'll be actually left with a debt on your home for $618,000. So what I'm also doing is recommending a $3 million policy. So all 3 of your kids go to school. Your wife will be provided with an income of $12,500 per month, and you will have a peace of mind while you're in heaven looking down on your family, saying that I did a great job, and I thank you, Marcus.
I do love my wife, so.
Hey, if you want to know how much somebody loves you, ask them to look at your life insurance policy, make sure their name is beneficiary.
Let me see how much she got.
It doesn't work that way with women. They probably got the kids on.
All right, so everything's sounding so good so far, but I've been with another insurance company for 6 years, right? Yeah. And insurance is a commodity. I'm in business. Insurance is a commodity. You got insurance with one company, you got it with another.
Well, I do understand that. And longevity does not give a reason for these gaps that you had within your policy. Yeah. I think your policy should be been upgraded within the past 4 years after you had your last 3 kids. And what we do an annual insurance review, because when your life changes, your need for insurance changes as well. And this is something that should have been done on an annual basis that has not been done. And you will have a personal agent that you will meet with at least one time a year to discuss changes in your life, to make sure that you're not open for liabilities like you are now with that agent you've been with for 6 years.
Okay, you do have a good point. I haven't updated my stuff in like 4 years, so
Okay.
let's talk some more.
Okay. And another thing too, on your homeowner's insurance, I noticed that you only have $100,000 liability, and you do have this big, beautiful pool in the back. If anything were to happen, and God forbid it does, someone drown, etc., you will be liable for that person's life. And let's say if it's someone that's 35 years old and they earn an annual income of $100,000 per year, meaning the rest of their life they have 30 years for retirement. That's $3 million as far as their life value. So your homeowners, which the guy you had for 6 years, they're only going to pay $100,000, and you'll be on the hook for $5.9 million.
That's a lot of millions last time I checked.
Yeah.
Okay. Hey, sell or fail.
All right.
Well, swim and drown in that situation.
All right, now go ahead and ask for the deal so we can go ahead and grade how you did.
Well, the first thing is I want to make sure that you do understand every single coverage that I presented. And I do want you to understand how it works in the event of, or in the event that it does not. If you spend one penny with me, Mr. Williams, I want you to know exactly what that penny is doing for you, your family, security, and also a peace of mind. For your homeowner's policy, the only thing is that mortgagee clause. For your life insurance, your routing and account number, so we can do an automatic draft. Would you like to pay that annually or monthly? And for your auto insurance, I would recommend paying that annually because you will save $400, and that 400 times 10 is about $5,000.
I like saving money.
Yeah, it is. It's too much money to waste. So the mortgagee clause, and also the routing and account number from the financial institution that you would like for us to draft that account from, annually or monthly. What financial institution drafts your current auto policy, Mr. Williams?
Regions Bank currently.
00640026. I got the routing number. All I need is the account number.
There you go.
Boom.
Great job.
Close.
You did a great job. I think you did a great job. You came in, you saw a problem, then you created another problem, then had a solution for their problem. Because when you talked about the guy in the swimming pool and drowning that's 35 years old and $5 million, I was like, God, at least I didn't even think about that.
5.9.
9.9. Oh, yeah.
5.9.
5.9. Oh, yeah. I did not know that at all. So you educated the client. First of all, you created a sense of friendship too by giving the referral and talking more about, the friend. So you made the client real easy, and then you went into the deal. So you didn't try to force the money down his throat up front. So I liked it. What you think?
Yeah, I mean, I think Sam was a great referral partner if he gave you all that information on me up front. So that's the first thing.
Another thing about insurance, if it's 17 degrees and I walk outside of our agency and someone out there handing me a coat, it's not a lot of questions need to be asked. Because I need to be covered. People look at insurance as far as something like they're buying fruit. Give me $15 worth. How much can you save me? Saving is important until something happens and you're undercover. And that person is either suing you, is coming out of your mortgage, or it's coming out of your retirement.
That's right.
Well, look, Sell or Fail Nation, we want y'all to comment on the Sell or Fail Facebook page, the IG page, or the Twitter to let us know how Marcus did. Did he sell?
Or did he fail?
We just want to know. I personally think you did a good job. You hyped me up at the very beginning with the referral from Sam. And there's no sale that's easier or better than when you've been referred, the warm lead, baby. And so you did a great job. And, I didn't know you were going to do the one call close. I wasn't prepared for that, but I definitely gave you my bank account information.
Yeah, you did a great job. Really
Thank
good
you.
job.
Thank you.
Good job.
And so to close out, I guess we want to know, we interview a lot of African Americans on here. And so how has being Black, being African American, and being a king kind of affected you, if at all, over your 20 plus years in the insurance business?
Well, honestly, when I got started, I didn't have any expectations. My recruiter, his name was Shannon Brown. My first manager was Cedric Higgins, and they told me what to do, and I was just ignorance on fire. I just went with it. I really didn't know how great I was till they started ranking me. And they said, "Man, you was number 2 this week." I said, "Number 2, okay." And then I started initially chasing, money. I knew if I sold more, then I made more. but it really haven't had impact when I got into other arenas because this is not a black man sport. I got into other arenas. I had to be twice as sharp. I had to be 3 times as knowledgeable. And I'm a country boy. I chopped cotton when I was 11 to 16 until I got my real job. So you ain't gonna out hustle me. So if anything, it was a leg up as far as being black.
Okay. Man, we're gonna we gotta close out this segment. But we're gonna start the next segment and we're gonna talk about books that you can recommend and mentorships, and then we'll close out with words of encouragement, man. So you're listening to Sell or Fail. If you ain't selling,
you failing.
Let's get this money. Woo!
KUDZUKIAN.
So we're talking about actual harm against actual people.
Different episodes. You come up with a more surprising thing.
You just taking baby steps, talking about escapism and like, yo, I'm mad, but I'm tired.
Hello. It is a privilege and an honor to join you for this special ceremony.
I can't tell you how privileged and pleased I am to be a part of the most critical conversation of 2020.
Sickle cell disease from birth to childhood up. So thank you for joining us.
KUDZUKIAN. Check out all your KUDZUKIAN favorites now. Download the KUDZUKIAN app, available on Android and iOS.
We're back, Sell or Fail Nation. We always end our show with this segment, which is very important. You always have to stay educated. You can lose your money, you can lose a lot of things, but if you keep your mind, you can always keep making more dimes. You know what I'm talking about? Man. So
keep your mind, you can make another dime.
There you go. Woo! Yeah, write that down. Somebody write that down. So Marcus, tell us, man, what do you read and who mentors you? Who keeps you motivated?
Okay, 2 things. My wife and I, and also with our sons, we read John Maxwell. He has a daily inspirational. It takes us from January 1 to December 31st, and we also have a 365-day daily devotional.
Okay.
Both of them are built on biblical principles.
Okay.
So as far as one of my favorite books would be Joel Osteen, The Power I Am. The Power of I Am. Teaches you to remind yourself how great you are, because certain of us have certain deficiencies that are really strengths. And he reminds us of that by just saying I am. And also John Maxwell, how leaders think, how successful people think.
I like that.
I got that one on my bookshelf. I read that one.
I haven't read that one. I need to read that one. So who?
You can get mine. I'm gonna gift you your own.
Oh, well, thank you, brother. Thank you. But who mentors you, and how often do you talk to your mentor?
Well, my mentor, his name is Stephen James. As a matter of fact, every time I do something great, he and his wife, they actually got me a Macallan 21.
Wow.
You gifting that to Sell or Fail too?
Yeah, you can give us that too. I like that. Yeah.
I talk, and the reason why he's my mentor is not because he's successful within the business, which he is super successful. He's an amazing dad, amazing son, amazing husband. He's just an amazing guy all around. So not only do I pivot and ask him for advice when it comes to business, because everything ties in together. And I really appreciate him. So I know he's watching. So man, I appreciate you, brother, and appreciate your wife too. You know, because man is on. Hey, the wrong queen can take you nowhere. The right queen can take you everywhere. I thank God for mine too.
Amen. So I mean, it's great that you say that about your mentor, because when I was 22, 23 in the insurance business, ignorance on fire, like you said, you know, I went up to my mentor and I was like, how do you get better at this business? Like, how do you do it? And he says, well, the only way that you get better in this business as a sales professional is to become a better person. Read more, be better, do better. And that just expands and multiplies into the work that you do.
True. That's true. Yeah, because people, at the end of the day, people do business with people that they like. So if you're a likable person, if you're a knowledgeable person, and if you're a relatable person, more than likely you'll get that deal.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So Marcus, what advice would you have for the 20-year-old Marcus selling shoes out the trunk of his car after 20 years? What would you tell this guy?
To lean more on God.
Mm.
You know, because I never forget. I was having a situation going on in life, you know, being young and just not knowing. I had a Bible in my back window, and I had a bottle of Remy VSOP. That's why I was drinking cognac.
He's been drinking good for a long time, though. Right,
I know, man. She came outside. She said, "Son, that bottle gonna help you today, but that Bible that I gave you that you got in your back window is gonna take you throughout life." So I wish I would have leaned more on my foundation more and not wait until life knocked me down to say, Jesus, you got my attention. Right. Because we can talk about money, we can talk about stuff, cars, house, and all that. If you don't have God, Jesus Christ,
right,
you don't have anything. He's everything. So I would live more. And knowing that no matter what I go through, it's for a stepping stone. No matter how many friends turn their back on me because I'm leaving, going to eat at another tables and bringing them knowledge back and they still hate on me, I know that, hey, it's just for a season. And God doing all the things that I think against me is for me and it's for a reason.
You might be a preacher. You know,
hey, I'm gonna preach something.
Hey, I love it, man. What you want to say? You got any closing words for us?
Well, no, just one last final question. You talk about friends turning their back on you. Have you had to change your friends or family or circles since getting in sales and being successful in sales?
Well, my family, we're solid. We're like even cousins. We like sisters and brothers. But as far as friends, absolutely. You know, and people look at friends as something that's loyal because of longevity. No, you have to still be loyal to your friends that are still loyal to you. But you have to develop new relationships because and it's so we do everything so cliche. If I know a guy that's in the company and he's one of the top guys, I'm going to take him on a weekend trip, take him and his family to dinner or do something. I'm going to continue to eat at more quality tables. And I'm not only just going to bring an appetite because there's so many people such as Cedric Higgins and Stephen James that I can only repay them back by giving back.
Okay. It makes sense. It makes sense.
And then
eat at some different tables. You'll be surprised what the conversation about. Because the tables that my wife and I were at now, ain't nobody gossiping. Ain't nobody talking about who doing this, who doing that. We talking about getting some more 18-wheelers. We talking about daycares. We talking about expanding the Cairo places. We talking about expanding Marcus T. Turner and Associates. If you gossiping, first of all, something wrong with you when it comes to judging because none of us are clean. And another thing is, you know, you just got to be around people that motivate you to be better because you live every day. That's why we got to celebrate life every day.
You're right. You're right. And I'm going to have to close this out, man. We can talk forever. Thank you so much for real. Man. I learned a lot.
Hey, Facebook Nation, social media nation, let's get these guys around the applause. Y'all real business, man.
Man, it's you, baby. It's you. But like I always say, knowledge is the most important thing. And also getting insurance is important. The more insurance you have, you can ensure that your family have a good future. So thanks again for Marcus for coming on. Hope you had fun and well. And thank you for dropping that knowledge. And Sellafield Nation, thank you all for tuning in. And I always remember, if you ain't selling,
you failing.
Let's get this money.
Woo!